Alright guys, this happens to me all the time. I'm in the process of finishing one project or a commission or something like that, and I got poly or clear coat or something that needs to cure or dry, and now what do? My shop is so small I can't be grinding and welding and stuff like that. Even forging sometimes it makes me nervous with the dust. I'll just show you what I got going on. I got a sign that I'm making, a giant S inside a ring, and that gets an infill of some sort. But I just polyed that, and it's, you know, it's kind of chilly in here anyway. So I got to find something to do. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and like I said, I don't want to get into anything heavy right now. So Chandler needs a kitchen knife at home. So let's do something for Chandler. Unless it's really nice, and then maybe I'll sell it. But anyway, so I have. Let's get a video done. Let's get some practice time in. And again, what am I going to do until that damn thing is dry? So these are jaws off of a ratcheting cutter. And I bought that at an auction, and I thought I had the cat's backside on that one, because I could now cut my cable, my steel cable. When I go to the scrapyard, instead of getting 200 or 300 feet of it, I could get 10 feet of it. Well, I didn't read carefully, but somewhere on here it says not for steel. And I snapped them first time I ever tried to use them. So there's one thing going. But anyway, it's gotta be some decent steel. Alright, if it was for steel it'd even be better, but I think I can make a nice little kitchen knife out of this. We're gonna heat it up again. I'm not gonna use a grinder or anything right now because that's still wet. But I'll nip off this eye here, I'll nip off this eye here. Maybe I won't nip this one off till the end. Maybe that'll be a handy little eye to have, hang my knife up or something. And then we'll try to upset this steel, just to make a quick and dirty integrated handle kitchen knife for Chandler. Should be fun. New gloves. Brand new, both of them. Yay! Alright, let's see what we can do about nipping that one ring off of there. I was going to use my cutoff hardy tool, but let's try it this way, see if we get something like that. I guess that's not too hard at all. Alright, we'll go ahead and see what we can do about moving some steel now. First thing I'm going to do is just get this drawn in, and then we'll see what we got. I mean, we already have a fine edge there. I'd really like to grind on that, just kind of dull it down a little bit. I don't know, I still might do that actually. Alrighty. Actually, I should take that little piece I nipped off. Maybe I'll do that on the next heat. Man, there's crap all over this. Get a couple of heats and bring that out. I'm just gonna slowly bring this down, upset it back. I weighed this hammer yet, but it's damn close to 3 pounds. I like the weight. It's a nice weight. I have a scale here or not. Alright, I decided to take that little piece of that ring that I had left, see if I can get it straightened out, and see what kind of hardness or whatever we get out of it. You know how I do my tests normally. Because I have no idea what this is, and if for some reason it doesn't impress me, let me hit that again. Maybe I won't continue. Again, this is for Chandler, so I don't really need anything better than a department store knife right now. Probably should just do this and let you guys join me at the end. What the heck? Let's go along together. See, it's moving. That last piece I felt the larger piece that it moves hard, but this piece is moving a little easier than I like. And that's why I want to do this. It's a good thing, you know, to anneal a good steel, like that jaw might have been, I mean, I'm sure it was hardened to some effect, and it should go through an annealing process. I haven't done that, and I know a good annealing process should take, you know, a couple times, or at least a really long term during the slowdown. But it just gives me a chance to keep that other piece hot for a while, for a few minutes anyway, extra before I start moving more of it. I'm going to go ahead and harden this in oil. If I can get a hold of it. What's that now? One over here. Let's see what we end up with. Wow. That seems really, really hard. Let's go ahead and give her a bend. Alright, so again, it's a pretty thin piece. Let's just see what we get. Oh, instantly cracked. That is amazing. That's very, very cool. Alright, let me just play around with a little tempering. See what it, what we can do. Maybe get a bend on it. I don't know where my brain went there for a second, but I let this sucker get up to red again. So I wouldn't call that tempered. I'd call that softened, but we should be able to bend it then. Oh, I'm coming back. Doing some reading on tempering using oil and smoke to find out whether you're tempered. I haven't figured it out. I haven't mastered it yet. I will do an exercise on that once I get her figured out. I just did it that way. There you go. I don't want to wreck my tongs. They're not heavy tongs for that kind of stuff, so we'll use these guys. Dude. I tell you, as soon as spring gets here, I'm going to empty this shop. Everything. Clean it back up here. Alright. So we definitely know we can go down to a full temper. Okay. I don't know, you see me do this over and over again, but hey, this time it was different because it was like, damn, that got hard, you know what I mean? And then when I let it get too hot again, I did cool it in oil. I probably just rehardened it. Alright, now that we have a pretty good idea that this is not a waste of time, let's go back to our blade and see if we can rough and quickly turn it into a kitchen knife or chandler. It's just like any other career, trade. And a carpenter, his house isn't always as good a quality as his work. Why not? Why not have an ugly old blacksmith knife for Chandler to use? We'll see. Alright, and I'm just going to upset this part back in. I don't know what to do here, so maybe a file. I'm going to hot file that. That'll be good old school without making a lot of dust. That edge, because it's just too fine of an edge. But it's a steep edge, which means I don't have to take away a lot of material. Just to get that off there so I can work it a little. Before I do, let's keep upsetting this a little bit. Been reading some stuff on upsetting too. There's a lot to it, rather than just sitting there hammering on a piece of steel until it moves. Kind of interesting. As I'm going through this back to the basics kind of thing, that I don't want a cold shot there. There is much more science to upsetting, although you can just go ahead and beat on a piece of steel and move it. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to remove that edge off of there with a file. Alrighty, let's just stick this in here and see if I can get rid of some of that edge, just so I can start hammering on it. Too aggressive of a file. Too hot a steel. Probably. Backwards for your benefit. I will get much more done this way. Little round file that works. Since we're still curved here a little bit. Alright, it's not horrible. Again, I'm just doing this because I don't want to make dust in the shop at the moment. Alright, let me go ahead and take that, go flatten, let's see if I can flatten that thing out a little bit. We can file it some more, but I'm damn near 1/8 of an inch now in thickness. Let's see what we can do about maybe straightening this thing out a little bit. Might be a little early, might not be warm enough actually too. Exactly the opposite of what it wants to do, that's for sure. Get some movement on with a little better heat, huh? Gentle, gentle. Slowly but surely she'll come back. God dang, that's a lot of spine back there. It's over 1/4 of an inch. Either I got a lot of hammering to do, or this is going to turn out to be not the kitchen knife I was hoping. I kind of wanted a nice small one. Oh, poop. That was my fault that time, not the tongs. That was Chandler being stupid. Oh my gosh, I guess I need a set of pickup tongs now. Come on. Stubborn. I'll tell you, only certain people are as stubborn as I am, which makes only certain people as stupid as I am. But anyway, that's way too much meat, I think. Let's just straighten her up a little bit more and continue that upset. I wasn't really looking for a super long blade. Actually, not even that long, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But we can steal some for the handle. I want an integrated handle. Let's swing her around, see what we got. Just kind of a hokey twist and turn going on there, so I'm just going to straighten that handle back out, and that's not bad at all. If I could move this back here, well, I would like to do that, but I think that's, I guess we're going to try it. Right, let's see if we can, I'll do this side. Pick where I want blade and handle. Come. Something other than what they are. So I don't mind that shape that's showing up there actually. Don't roll too much. Right there. A bit of a goofiness going on here. That I will end up on the grinder eventually. I think I can take care of that. Alrighty, now we'll call that the handle for now. Come over here. I got so much spine. I want it to be really, really sharp. Simple slicing, sharp. This I don't want it much bigger than that either. So I don't know if I can taper that sucker. I don't know. Let's get this Drounder dog nose out. We got steel to move. I guess that's the way it'll go. Short work at 1/4 inch, I'll tell you that much. Man, you have a tremendous amount of force coming down. Oh, shit. Very impressed with how much steel moved on that one. About it cool a little bit more, I think, and we'll just turn it into a blade. I think I can pull this off with what I have there. Let's just move a little bit more of it. I'm letting it curve in like that because I will get some of it back. A little too thin with this round. Man, I like how it's moving steel. I like it. Yeah, I mean, they're looking just a hair over an inch, or a eighth of an inch there. Try to center this back spine out a little bit. Alright, now this doohickey here, I'm going to just heat that corner up and just kind of draw that out a little over that anvil edge. So again, we got a thick spot here. I always have trouble with that spot anyway. So we'll try something new here. I'm just dropping that handle, putting a step in for the integrated handle, and then I'll just go ahead and start thinning out down towards the blade. Not so much putting the taper on yet, but just moving that steel. Alrighty. Just moving that steel. We'll pull out John's little 2-pound rounder. Let's see about drawing that edge a little. This is the side that already had the bevel cut on it. A lot of that banana out, that's for sure. Alright, let's work on this side a little bit. Just trying to get any of the meat that's down in this section down a little bit. We'll go ahead and start tapering this out and see what we end up with. Now we'll start pulling that out with the ladder. Bad. I have to put a little curve in that blade though. She ain't moving as much as I want her to, and she ain't gonna move, and if I get too narrow of an edge I won't be able to curve it. Right, so we'll just start. We gotta clean up this spine anyway. Just go ahead and work it out. So I got that look that I want. We got plenty of meat here on the nose to play with. I want a nice sweep. We'll get a little bit more on our taper. And our nose is still a little thick, so on the edge, yep, all the way from here out, we're thicker than behind, so we'll work on that section. Just work on that section, and I'll bring this little persuader out for a little while. Since we are definitely thick. I'll persuade that to move a little more. That's better. Much better. Now we have just a little over there. Let's go back. Work on putting that full bevel in. I'm liking it a little more towards the front. Let's just work it first and let's see what we got going on here. Alright, got a bad sweep to it. I'd like a little more. Let's just do a cleanup cycle on it and we'll see what we have. Let's just see what we got going down here. Sweep much better, but in the process you kind of want that back to stay where it belongs to. Heard people tell me, wet the anvil will blow the scale off. I never tried it. Let's give her a go. Probably gonna go bang. That I've seen before. Let's see. I don't know. I didn't see much happen. Alright, so I'm going to grind it. I can just grind that straight in. I want a nice taper in this direction, but in order to do that I put a belly in here. I got just too much meat right there. I really don't want any more length. Let me just put the bottom in. We can deal with that back and others on the grinder. The sweep is the most important for me anyway, for comfort. Left you guys on, which means I don't expect it's going to take long to heat, which it's not. So let's just put this sweep back in. Again, I got too much meat right there. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So that gives me a concave here. Which was, we can take that off in seconds on the grinder. I'm liking it, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. It looks like it's going to be a decent knife for me. Just trying to chew her up, clean her up. I don't want to go too thin on the edge, but I want relatively the same, because when you get a thick spot on the edge and you're trying to grind it out, like I'm thin here. I don't like when that happens, but she'll look good when she's done. I was half tempted to challenge myself and see if can you forge a knife that cuts paper with no grinding. Might do that as a project. I'm certain you can. Something like this peening anvil for a side. I bet you could put a nice little edge on there. Cold, hot, I don't know. Let's see what we got going on here now. I don't want to do a lot of grinding, but I do want a really sharp blade. That's all I want. It's all I want is a really sharp blade. Thin, sharp blade. Alright, so we got a wonk in the handle here. Yeah. Again, I got a bit of an integrated handle, so there is going to be a bit of a step there, so I'm just going to make sure that's centered when I do the grinding. So without messing anything up, I'd like to set you down a little bit right there. Just a little. So you are in line. I also don't like how this humps up here. Them's the brakes, Jenna. All right, let's look at the other end of this bad boy. It's good. I almost want to drift that silly thing out. All right, let's do it. What the heck? I'll tell you what I really want to do is not actually drift it. I don't know if I can do this or not. Oh, I might have to drift a little here. Let's drift a little. Just enough to get that in there. But what I'd like to do is thin that top off. I knew that was going to happen. So it's to try to center that hole up in the handle. So I'll figure it out. I'm just going to have to, I got to hold on to something. Alright, what I'm going to do is just a couple more of these hokey ones that I did. Until we're getting closer and closer until I can get it over the horn of that, or the end of that horn. At this point, I think I'm willing to do a drift just to make it big enough to get over there. I'm almost there now, and then we can definitely center it from there. Alright, so let's just drift this out a little bit, not much. Both directions. With that, my quench isn't solid frozen yet. Still, I mean. Alrighty. And then, I think with the help of the horn, we can do what we're going to do. We're going to do an exercise and weld this ring. We're going to draw that out a little bit. We should have enough meat now. To jump on both sides to do it, but it'll only get bigger as we go. We're almost centered now. Once we're centered, we can drift just some more. I'm okay with that a little bit. Drift her a little bit more, but I don't need a finger hole there, I don't think, for any reason. So it's more for looks and storage. Where did I put my drift? Shoot, I don't know what you saw, but I drifted her once. I'm just going to true it up right now. And that's all we're going to do back there. I don't need anything else. It was just a little small, that's all. Now it's uneven. Alright, now we'll just kind of soften those edges on the inside and outside, I guess. to keep it round still. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Alright, now, here's a scoop. I remember this little hump doohickey I don't like. I really don't like it. This whale's hump, although it might actually work well with your thumb. I'm just going to go ahead and heat this, hopefully just this area in here, and just drop that handle back up into parallel. I don't want to ruin anything, but I wouldn't mind persuading it to be in line. Even if it gives me a bit of a curve to my handle, I don't mind it. I don't want to hit that edge though. Alright, something like that. A little closer. I'm hating it. It's just, you know, it's just bad forging, you know what I mean? That's all there is to it. I got a little room to play here. Let me see about bringing that down. Now you're just goofing around, Tanner, because you're going to grind it anyway. Alrighty. We got a little room where I can work this. Not much, though. In width. Not much, though. It's not too bad. We didn't hurt too much there. Just bring this down again. Better than it was. How's my sweep? I like my sweep. I think I do. Alright, let me go ahead and just kind of, this handle's kind of rough. Just do some fine forging on that just to clean it up. Get it, make sure it's centered, make sure everything's straight. And that's it. Chandler's going to stop being a neurotic. Cool. Here I tell you, it's a knife for Chandler. It doesn't have to be too special. And just wrap it up right here. I like the bit of a curve that it has on the handle. I tend to just like that. Just get some of the crazy rolling out of there. A little thicker wouldn't hurt. Just right there. Alright. What do we got here? Relatively centered. Relatively in mass, yes. They're straight. Flip around. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, let me normalize this a couple of times in my expedited normalization. And then I'll hit it on the grinder. I think that piece of mine is dry enough over there now. And we'll come back to what it looks like. We'll harden it. Go from there. Before I hit it with the grinder, let me just take a look at my forging. All right, it's very thin profile. I mean, it's you know, this is you know, I'm not a bladesmith first of all, and I'm not totally seasoned as a blacksmith, but dang, it doesn't look like there's any hammer marks. There are very, very few. But when I get done with this thing, it's going to be full of it. I don't understand it. Alright, after a rough grind, it's exactly what I wanted. It's kind of funny, I got these two ridges here from where that eye was bent out. But better there than in the middle. And, you know, still, variation there. But again, if you look, that bevel was pretty much hammered in. And that's not bad. I like this. This is pretty up here. Don't like that down there. That's a lot of grinding to get rid of it. But everything looks good. Let's go ahead and throw this thing in the oil. Alright, looks good. Perfect. Exactly the type of knife that I was looking for. Nothing crazy. I don't need some crazy 12-inch chef knife. It's got to be about 4 or 5 inches long. Let's get it hardened. Alrighty, we're just about up to temperature. Flip it one more time. I'm good with that. Go in, clench. Check it quick. Everything looks good. Still looks good. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Give her a little file test. Dang, that's some hard ass stuff. I don't know what it's made out of, but it'd be hard as hard. Alright, let me get her cleaned up. We'll come back and temp her. Alright, all cleaned up. Clean up enough for tempering anyway. It looks great. I mean, it feels good. I really like it. Let me get a temper on it. Well, my loyalists know the routine. So I won't take you along for the whole ride, but basically, blue the spine, yellowish to, tan to brown coat the tip. This particular kind of knife, I'd rather just throw right in the oven for 400 for a few hours, but this is how Chandler does it. We're back, see how well we do. Alright, let's see how well we did. Let that soak for a little while. Alright. And hopefully we'll get that'll creep down. I don't mind the point being a little hard, but again, you don't want it chipping. That's the thing. If you don't let it warm up enough, you might end up with some chipping. So I'm going to let this soak. A lot of times I'll quench to lock it in if I'm gone too far, but I haven't gone too far with this one. I'm almost thinking I haven't gone far enough, quite honestly. For a kitchen knife, I don't mind them being a little harder, but at the same time, you don't want them chipping either. Oops, I almost burnt that shit out of my camera. Just cook it down a little bit more. Try to keep it. Again, she'll soak. Once she starts taking off, yeah, so we're already browning up here. You can see it. I don't know if you can see in the light. Yeah, there you go. A little help from my friends. There we go. That's perfect. All right, we're getting a nice brown down through here. Not quite soaking in the back yet, but and coming right up to the tip. As long as that blue doesn't get down there, yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. I'm liking it. All right, I'm gonna cool it off. We'll do the final grind. It's too bad I didn't. If you can see, maybe you can light. I hardened and quenched up to here, and I got that nice oil dark finish. I wish I had done the whole handle that way, and that would be a good way to finish that handle off. But we'll see. We'll grind her up. I'll be back. As I let it soak, she got right down there. Get you the right light. You can see it. And I quenched it in water. I know you guys yelled at me for doing that, but I didn't want to go any farther than that. That's a good quench, I think, or a good temper. Alright, there you have it. Chandler need a kitchen knife. Now I got himself a kitchen knife. So we ground her off. I think she's pretty damn sharp. She certainly feels sharp. Very, very, like a flat grind, and then just fine secondary bevel in there. So I'm hoping that she's going to be something that cuts really, really well. I ended up dipping the handle and ass in my etching acid just to darken it up. All that stabilized. Put the little logo on there. Why not? If Chandler can Chandler should have some good stuff too. So she's sharp as sharp can be. I'll tell you that much right now. Or if not, too bad for off the grinder anyway. I don't touch it with a stone until I'm ready to touch it with a stone. So there you have it. Hopefully I'll go home and cook something up. I don't know what the hell. I just need a knife. I didn't have a knife. I don't really need it tonight, but I needed it yesterday. That's how it works. I am a little disappointed with the hole. I should have, with a Dremel tool or something, I could do that now. But I should have, I don't know, countersunk that a little bit, so soften that edge a little bit more. But again, it isn't something for a finger. It's just so I can hang it on the wall. like butter. Ah! That's crazy. Like butter. I might cut my table in half. Never seen a knife this sharp before. That's pizza crust. Nope, that one's tough.
Hi.
I'm barely even putting any pressure on. That's crazy. What the hell? And that's just off the grinder.
That's not even butter.
And that's not even butter, but it cuts like butter. There it is. Kitchen knife out of, what the hell was the other piece? I don't know what you call it, but ratcheting shears or jaw cutters. The one half of this anyway. And I think it turned out really well. All right. Catch you later. Hey. Cut. Hey, thanks for all your support on both Patreon and PayPal. Yeah, that's simple as that, because that's why these videos keep coming. Because you know what? I ain't making any money on these videos. I'm making like $15, okay, for like months. So thank you very much. Catch you on the next one. If you found this video helpful, educational, maybe even if you just found it entertaining, and you want to support me, you can jump back to my channel. There's a button on the right hand side of the screen called support. And it's kind of like a tip jar. You can go ahead and leave Chandler a tip for this video, and that'll help me make some more, I guarantee. Thanks for your support, as always.